Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I just got back from seeing Bad Moms, and it's a film that makes me appreciate everything my mom does. Because anyone who says it's easy to be a mom clearly has never been one. It's a comedy that comes from the writers of The Hangover, and it certainly has their style of humor, even though I only liked the first Hangover. It's a good movie. It's funny, it's fast, and it's clear to please all the stay-at-home moms and all the moms who are just dealing with so much stuff in their lives. But it is also predictable, it's also lazy in some places, and it's gonna really depend on what kind of person you are to when it comes to whether or not you'll enjoy the film, which is why I understand why it's gotten mixed reviews. But let's get to the story. Mila Kunis plays Amy Mitchell, an overworked, underappreciated mother who has finally had enough of being a good mom after a particularly bad day, and she joins up with two other moms, both Kiki and Carla, played by Kristen Bell and Kathryn Hahn, who have decided they've had enough of being good moms and they're going to be bad moms. They're not bad as in they abuse their kids or anything, but they're going to shirk off their responsibilities and they're going to party the night away in the ways that they haven't done for over a decade. This earns them the ire of the PTA president, played by Christina Applegate, named Gwendolyn, and she promises to make Amy's life a living hell. That's basically the story. It's pretty predictable throughout, and it's got all the partying, swear words, and body anatomy jokes that you'd expect from the guys who made the Hangover films, and they even have very similar outcomes at the end. It makes the story pretty predictable, and if you've seen one R-rated comedy of this type, you will be able to tell every single story beat that comes forward. But thankfully, the cast is absolutely excellent. To see Mila Kunis go from Jupiter Ascending to this is actually kind of astounding, considering she went from one of her worst performances of all time to one that's good, but it's trapped in a movie that doesn't let her get all of her comedic potential. Thankfully, Kristen Bell and Kathryn Hahn are also a hoot to watch. Christina Applegate makes for a very interesting villain. She's sort of like every annoying PTA president mixed with Regina George from Mean Girls. Right down to the blonde hair and similar attitude. Heck, even one of her cohorts played by Jada Pinkett Smith is really good, even though she's not given a lot to do in the film. Most of the jokes actually do land, as there are moments where I legit laughed, but there are also some cringeworthy jokes that sort of remind me of Ghostbusters 2016. You know, the really cringeworthy jokes that some are from the trailers that really made you think, oh my god, they really said that. It's like some jokes are funny, but some of the jokes are followed by unfunny jokes. But thankfully, the funny jokes outweigh the unfunny jokes, and the story is actually really relatable for a lot of women. I mean, when I went into the theater, it was mostly women who were with me, and they laughed when they needed to, and I laughed alongside them, so the film did its job. If you're a dude, I say you should go with your girlfriend or go with your wife. I mean, this film's clearly going to please them. And another thing to point out about this film is that they use a lot of pop music throughout, like Confident by Demi Lovato, My House by Flo Rida. A lot of the songs are used for the montages, which there are a ton of. So if you like those types of moments from comedies, you'll definitely like those. Most of the kid actors are surprisingly really good, with Una Lawrence playing Amy's daughter. And if you liked her work from Pete's Dragon, you'll definitely like her work here. Even Jay Hernandez, who's basically there as sort of a beefcake for the main characters, does a surprisingly good job. Not as good as I thought his performance was as El Diablo from Suicide Squad, but hey, it's still a good performance, and he's still an actor who has a bajillion levels of potential. So, is Bad Moms a good movie or not? Well, I consider it to be a good comedy, especially for the moms of the world. If you're a mom and you definitely want to see a film that'll cater to you and really give you jokes that'll make you laugh, you'll definitely like this film. And by the way, if you want to go to this film, I say stay for the credits, because the credits themselves have montages of all of the actresses' moms coming together to do interviews. And I found some of the jokes in those interviews to be rather funny. So, Bad Moms is a somewhat decent comedy that has a great cast that aren't used to their full potential, but they still manage to get a laugh out of me. So it's really going to depend on what type of person you are when it comes to whether or not you'll enjoy this film, but for me, I got good performances for some of my favorite actresses in Hollywood and some laughs, so I'm happy. I give Bad Moms a 7.5 out of 10. See you next time.